Good evening, folks. This is Deb and Dave, and this is another short take. We're going to talk here a little bit about the House of Representatives and just exactly what in tarnation is going on there, because there's some important stuff coming, and we think you should know about it. So I'm going to turn it over to Dave.
Okay, so there are two House seats that we need to keep. Actually, one we've already kept with Jennifer McClellan in the Virginia 4th. And I will talk about her because it's about representative government. Dave, how do you know about this district? It was actually the district right around my hometown. So I know a little something about it. So shut up, people. Number two, the Rhode Island primary, which is tomorrow. I understand it's a small state, but it doesn't matter. You get a House rep in there to replace a Democratic House rep. It's a really strong blue state, but there is kind of a dino hiding in the wings. The guy's name is Stephen Casey. We do not recommend him, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And then there is a House seat in Utah, which is a long shot, but there's a Democrat running. And if you want to flip this thing, these are the kind of things that we need. We need quote unquote miracles. We need people to get out there and vote.
You need to get people out there to start pounding at the door. Okay. That's what happens. Some of these things take time.
Here is the first person, Jennifer McClellan. And I might even, through different sources, I might even know her because she's been around for a long time, and she was right around in my area. You know, went to high school in Matauka and all that, and I knew people around there, so I may know her very peripherally, maybe, I don't know, but she is highly qualified. She was in the House since 2005, took over actually McGeechan's Senate, Virginia State Senate seat in 2017. And when Donald McGeechan passed away, she was elected to this House seat in the Virginia 4th. Now I'm going to show you her official media page. Okay. This is her. And I don't want to hear it. Okay. I do not want to hear it. What people are going to say, oh, look at all this black stuff. Her her district is more minority than some of the other parts of the state. In some parts of the state, the whole of Virginia is 60% white. This district, 47% white. And the rest are minorities. And I believe it was 38, something like 38% was African American in this. And some of it's suburban, but some of it is city, and poor urban areas. So, so she's on. Let me see if I can.
But by the way, to say this.
Yeah.
The values of Martin Luther King aren't just for Black people.
Right. Exactly.
Unless you're a white nationalist or a white supremacist, then,
Now, people will say, oh, well, this state is only 20% white, but the other 20% are a bunch of other minorities. And we're not even talking about the LGBTQ community. And there are more women in this state than there are men. It's like 50.1%. So here are the committees and caucuses she is on now. She was just elected. She's on the Intelligence and Special Operations Subcommittee, the Sea Power and Projection Forces Subcommittee, House Science, Space, and Technology Committee. So caucus membership, Equal Rights Amendment Caucus, Congressional Black Caucus, Democratic Women's Caucus, the Mamas Caucus, New Democratic Coalition, Future Forum, Pre-K and Child Care Caucus, Sustainable Energy and Environmental Coalition, Task Force on Strengthening Democracy, the LGBTQ Equality Caucus. So she is not just about the black thing. I don't want to hear it. The Black Maternal Health Caucus, the Pro-Choice Caucus, the Historically Black Colleges and Universities Caucus, which when I hear about HBCU schools, it's typically about athletics. It's not just about that, by the way.
Right.
The Chesapeake Bay Watershed Caucus, the Ukraine Caucus, and the Gun Violence Prevention Task Force. So she is a force already in the United States House. And if I'm correct, she is the first Black woman to hold a House seat in Virginia.
I believe you are correct.
I believe that's it. And to me, that's not the big deal. The big deal are the caucuses and committees she's on already and how qualified she is. Just a little bit of information, the census information in case you guys are like, well, where's your data? There's my data. Have fun with it.
Knock yourselves out.
Little information on the history of women in the U.S. House. Heck. So 3.6% of 10,506 seats in the House. That's a representation. So that's Virginia. That's what's already happened. But there's something that's going to happen tomorrow, and that is the Rhode Island primary. The reason that the Rhode Island primary is so important is that we covered it last week. This will determine how progressive we're going to be, or how, where the Democratic Party can go. There are 11 candidates. One had a sex scandal. He withdrew from the race. Affair with it's something like that. So, but I'm just going to put a list of these people out there. I will say that there are two front runners that we can see. Gabe Amo, who is literally an African American. I believe his parents are from Ghana and Liberia. And he is all about representation. And he says this is perfectly fine. All of these different people, because now everyone has a reasonable choice. You have picks from all walks of life. He likes it. And Rosenberg, who has been he has been endorsed by Bernie Sanders, Jamie Raskin, a lot of different progressive groups, the Working Families Party. I don't want to name any groups, get us in trouble for, misstating, but I know those guys. So to me and Deb, Rosenberg looks like the guy, but whoever you guys pick, we're going to hammer that choice home. Okay? Until November. You have to vote for this person, whoever it is, whoever you choose.
Whoever you choose for now will run again in November of next year. So, whoever is in is likely to prevail next term, is what,
and not for
what
nothing,
the feeling is.
If Stephen Casey actually wins the next time there's a primary, we're going to push to primary him. Because he's the guy who has voted for abortion term limits and all of that, and then he walked it back and said, "Oh, I made a mistake." Yeah. We're not playing that game anymore.
This will determine how progressive politics moves, what direction it moves in, what direction Democratic politics moves in Rhode Island.
Right.
Will it stay centrist? Or will it start to move to a more progressive platform?
I'm not going to go through all of the different candidates are right here. I have two articles for you. If you're in Rhode Island, especially, and you're like, "Ooh, who do I vote for?" Look at them. And the primaries matter because this is who you're presenting to the world as your candidate. And there are there are moderates and there are conservatives. There's a difference. There is a difference. There are business people who are running. There are people who are in the state Senate. There are people with Virginia offices running for this seat. Okay. I'm sorry, Rhode Island offices. I did it again. This is Rhode Island. God have mercy. So, apologies. This is Rhode Island, people. We're back in Rhode Island. We're doing a lot of these, so
Yeah.
pardon me if I burp on a freaking name. Don't fire me because I'm 55, please. Jesus Christ.
Oh shit.
We're just a small operation here, but this is Rhode Island.
Fuck, I'm not firing you because I just have to work harder.
Exactly. So this is Rhode Island, all of this, and there are 11 people. As I said, some in the Rhode Island House and or Senate, very qualified people. I've seen some of their records. I believe one of the person's name is Santos. There are some people with different scandals supposedly here and there. There's one guy who dropped out of the race.
Article.
Yep.
The lieutenant governor, Sabina
Matos. Matos, right. She's in a scandal right now. Before you vote, just take a look and see if you're willing to live with whatever these people have allegedly done.
Also, there's a difference between her and Regenberg.
Right.
He's a progressive.
I mean, nothing. As we said, if we're going to put our little influence out there, Regensburg, he looks like the guy. And yes, that's the right name. I don't know his first name. Sorry, not Aaron. Off the top of my head.
Aaron.
Max. Aaron. Yeah, that's right. Aaron Regenberg. So I'm having name Tourette's today. So, all right, the next one. We're going to go.
Didn't we want to just reiterate, however, that if it's not Regenberg, we live with Amo, right? I mean,
yes. Amo, to me, Amo is another good choice. There are a couple other people that have already been in office. Let me take a quick look. There was another one that I thought was okay.
We just kind of want to move it to the left of center a little.
Right, that's all. Let me see here. So that's Gabe Amo. Stephanie Beauty, she actually ran and lost in another race. Walter Burbick, he has an intelligence background. This is the one I was talking about, and I messed up her name, so I'm glad it came to it. I imagine that, this high tech, professional organization messing up a name. Sandra Cano. She actually it looks like she's very experienced on the state level. So if you want someone with assembly experience, she looks really good, actually. Don Carlson dropped out of the race. Can't remember what did he do?
I don't know.
It was a harassment thing.
It almost doesn't matter.
Yeah, what makes you the best candidate in this crowded race? No, he's not good in a crowd, apparently.
No, he looks like
Spencer Dickinson, he's a businessman. Terry Flynn, she's not entrenched in the political system.
great.
She's a Republican too. So
Oh yeah, she's
there
from.
you go. Oh, those are the Republicans. I don't care about those guys.
Yeah, no, they'll put them
Yeah, I'm
away.
not doing that.
No,
But
they don't play here. We don't like them. Not gonna lie to you.
so the next one, Kathleen Reeb. There's a unique opportunity, and there is a unique opportunity for the Democrats to flip the second congressional district of, don't turn the channel, Utah. I know. She says that, I mean, a guy from Utah is leaving, and there are a lot of people vying for this seat. Maybe they take each other, like they like expose each other and she has a chance. I don't know. She's actually from Long Island, Kathleen Reeb, and she moved to Utah. So she does have progressive Long Island, New York leanings, which, by the way, right back at you, Utah. Y'all did that to Massachusetts with what's his name, with Mitt Romney.
Whitney.
So
Mittens.
yeah. So
That's what I used to call him when he was here. Mittens.
this is what we have in terms of the House races. But it is very important, especially for those of you in Rhode Island, not Virginia. That race has already been decided. Rhode Island, that you get out there and vote in the primary, because this is your choice. Whoever is out there. We're not really going to push that hard for Stephen Casey. I mean, we kind of will. We're like, he's a Democrat, but it doesn't look like he's going to win. But don't give him that chance. Don't give him that chance. We need someone somewhat to the left in this seat. And I know there were talks about Regensburg actually being considered an outside member of the squad, which we talked about the squad, before. And we need those kinds of people. We need people to build this movement. This is how it works. This is how it happens.
This
A
is
little bit at a time. House race by house race at a time.
right.
Senate race by Senate race at a time. Governor race by governor race at a time. And we're going to be talking about governors, and we might even talk a little bit about mayors. Next up on the Factivist Report. Back to you, Deb. All right.
Okay.
Now that's what we got.
Okay, that's it. End of story. That's all she wrote. On to the big show.